All right, friends, football fans, and fellow collectors, Andy Drifter here. The playoffs are less than a week away. A lot of great storylines. Matt Stafford returning to Detroit. Tyreek returning to KC. McCarthy facing off against his old squad. I can't wait. I got myself another Monster Box Chronicles. It's going to have 5 packs. I've done this maybe half a dozen times on my channel. Also, it's going to have 3 loose cards. Treylon Burks, Khalil Shakur. It's Khalil Shaker, my mistake. And Brian Cook from Prism. Now, we have, what is this? This is 2021 Chronicles. Normally, I am accustomed to pulling 2023 Chronicles draft picks. And then we have 5 packs of Chronicles. I pulled my fair share of Brock Purdy's. However, in my last rip of this box, no Brock Purdy's were to be found. Here we go. Jalen Waddle, rookie card. Ian Book. Javian Hawkins. We've got a Trevor Lawrence. Man, talk about a collapse towards the end of the season. There was a point where the Jaguars had a 96% chance of winning the division. And yeah, it all went to hell. Now, Trevor Lawrence, he was banged up, injured shoulder, injured knee, had a concussion. They were without Christian Kirk. But I really enjoy watching him play, and they'll be back next year. I've heard mumblings about Doug Peterson getting the axe. I suppose anything could happen, but this guy took a team that almost always finished in last place and took him to the playoffs in his first year. So yeah, they should give Dougie P the benefit of the doubt and let him continue. This here is Mac Jones. This would have been a big deal maybe a year and a half ago. I don't know what's in store in the future of Mac 1-0. Greg Rousseau, Caleb Farley, Kylan Hill, Kwity Paye, and Zach Wilson, somebody else who has a murky future ahead. All right. Chronicles. And here we go. We've got Christian Kirk, who I mentioned earlier, was having a nice second season with the Jags, but groin injury. They'll be back. Andy Dalton, TB12, Kenny Pickett, Kayvon Thibodeau, first-round draft pick, Zamir White, Jalen Hurts. My Eagles, we are squaring off against the Buccaneers Monday night. He's got a busted finger. He's got other injuries. I love my Eagles, but I'm somewhat pessimistic about that game. Jordan Davis, Derek Stingley, Rashad White, Taylor Heineke, who is now with the Falcons. They got some questions at the quarterback position that they're going to have to address during this offseason. James Cook and Matt Corral. I don't even know if is he still in the league? Might as well not be at this point. This is Jahan Dotson, another clear acetate. Tariq Woolen, my guy, Jalen Hurts. T-Law, Trevor Lawrence. Man, a historic collapse on behalf of the Jaguars. They were cruising. They won that game overseas. I think they won both of them overseas. Came back, won a few more games, and it just all went south for the Jags. Mike White, who will be experiencing some playoff action as a backup for the Dolphins, although they've had their troubles as well. Quay Walker, Christian Watson, will he or won't he be healthy enough for the Packers game against the Cowboys? Drake London, Aiden Hutchinson, Alec Pierce, David Bell, and Garrett Wilson. Aaron Rodgers. Is the beef over now between him and Jimmy Kimmel? Something tells me that those two will trade jabs later on this year. For those of you that don't know, Aaron Rodgers, even though the Eagles are my team, he's my favorite player of all time. Never really been a fan of Jimmy Kimmel. So you know whose side I'm on. Geno Smith, Travon Walker. If you get a chance, going over to my short section, I met him at an autograph signing in Georgia. This was last year, shortly after he was drafted, and there is footage of that. He's got a beautiful signature. Desmond Ridder. I was a believer in DR going into the season, but not so much now. Sam Howell, also another question mark for the Commanders. Kenny Pickett, Sauce Gardner, Sky Moore, Chris Olave. For a brief moment, the Saints had that last wildcard spot, but the Packers took care of the Bears, so they were bumped. Jonathan Taylor. What do we got here? We've got, speak of the devil. We got Brock Purdy. Clear acetate. Very nice. Velus Jones and Bailey Zappi. What are the Pats going to do in terms of head coach and quarterback? I'm assuming that they're going to draft someone. TB12, Dameon Pierce. How about those Texans? Nobody thought that they would be in the playoff picture. Many, including myself, just thought that they were going to be in rebuild mode, but that is not the case. Alec Pierce, Kenneth Walker III, Garrett Wilson, Christian Watson, Malik Willis, Dak. Dak, who led the NFL in touchdowns, I do believe, among the league leaders in yards. Nakobe Dean, Dameon Pierce, Wan'Dale Robinson, who had a nice game to finish off the season, Joey B, Sam Williams. All right, final pack. Here we go. Nick Chubb, Dante Foreman, Justin Fields. The Bears have the number 1 pick next year. I've heard both sides of the argument. Move on from Fields, stick with him. Personally, I think Chicago should stick with him. But keep in mind, Chicago is not known for their wise decision-making. They are the team in 2016 that moved up in the draft to get Mitch Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes. Kyler Murray, the troublemaker once again. Danny Gray, Bailey Zappi, Jelani Woods, Wan'Dale Robinson once again, Christian Watson once again, Travon Walker, Cordarrelle Patterson, got a John Mechie, clear acetate, Bailey Zappi, and we finish off with Kenneth Walker III, who I also met last year. There is footage of that autograph signing in my short section. So, pulled one Brock Purdy. Could be better, could be worse. I'm happy. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. And we're just a few days away from NFL Wildcard Weekend. So let's look forward to that.